Hey everyone, and welcome back to our next FAQ. And today I would like to discuss on what you should do after your HCI nodes and your cluster is configured and it is connected to Azure. So what are the next steps? How can you validate that your cluster is working, and what should you enable or what should you do as soon as you're ready and right, and as it ensure that your production workers will run properly. So for that, let me switch to my desktop. And one of the most important parts is to ensure that you have configured the hybrid benefits so that you can use the extended support and also the licensing benefits. How to do that? I will link you a document in the description below. Another thing, especially my team prefers to do and also recommends to customers to do, is running Vmfleet. You will see on our channel a great video from Bernhard and Jaromir from Dell, who ran Vmfleet against the cluster. Vmfleet will put the cluster to a 100% stress test. It will also bring the cluster to its limits. That has two benefits. The first benefit, you will see actual performance data of your cluster. So you will see what your cluster is capable of. So the maximum performance you will get out of your systems. But the most important point, or the most important test we are doing here, is with that 100% load, we also know, we ensure that your cluster is running properly, because at that 100%, if you made any mistake on the network configuration, if you made any mistake on the storage configuration, it will break your cluster. It will bring down your cluster. You can also then do some, let's say, disaster tests, so pulling some disks, removing a node from the cluster. So that would be a next step. Really test your use cases, test your failover and issue cases. So do you want to pull this to check that your storage configuration is working fine, or if you want to be able to remove a node, then try that. So redo your stress and redundancy validation testing here. Also do your network testing here. Again, with Vmfleet, you're getting everything out of the storage performance. But I said, really go to a test, bring it to a test. Another thing I would recommend is create a support case with your preferred hardware vendor and also with Microsoft. You can delete it afterwards, or you can just say it's a test, but test your procedures. Test the support, not the support itself, so that is always amazing, as you know, but really test your own procedures. Who can resubmit a support request? Do you require additional, let's say, permissions in the Azure portal? Do you know how to create a support request? For Azure Stack HCI, I will link the documentation below, but as I said, go through the procedures, learn how you do it, document the process. And with that done, configure your first backup. So spin up some test servers, configure your first backup, like with Azure Backup Server, or with your preferred third-party solution like Veeam, Itaro, Metallic, whoever you prefer. Then also create your recovery protection with Azure Site Recovery if you want to use it, or with Hyper-V replication, and test also those failovers. Test your backup, not only backing up, also recover. See if you can recover your data, maybe also to a different location. So really go through those testings, and then you should be good to go. Also test some power outages if you like. we go through those phases, go through your disasters, and then you should be ready, if everything's okay, to go for a production workload. But that's what we recommend from our team to our customers, also to our friends when looking into the hybrid community. We go through all those cases and learn what you did or what you wanted to achieve. Also run and start your preferred workload like Kubernetes, like Azure Virtual Desktop. Really run through those processes as soon as your cluster is deployed. Don't think you run to production after the cluster is deployed. So really ensure, and the most important thing, documentation. Don't forget your documentation. I already need to like that. I'm also not good in documentations, but really go through that, document what you did, document your storage configuration, maybe the script you used. And you should be fine when it comes to a cluster outage, and also be fine in production. That's all from me today. Have a great one. If you have more questions, use the comments, subscribe our channel, and ring the bell. Hopefully we will see us in the next one. Bye.